When she was pregnant with me, she loved music so much that she would sleep on a speaker. So she infected me with music. Hi, my name is Emily. I am a singer, a songwriter, and I recently discovered my talent in hand crocheting. Yeah, I think that's about it.
How did you discover or develop your talent?
I started singing very early. My mom tells me that at the age of probably 3, I would sing for her, and she just like discovered that I could sing. And then I grew up in the SDA church, so I sang in church. And with time, someone noticed my talent as a singer, and they took me to the studio with them, and we recorded something. And I think it went forward from there.
What's been the most challenging part about staying committed to your craft?
I think in the Zambian industry specifically, it's a little bit difficult because as an artist who only sings in English, because I grew up listening to people like Yvonne Chaka Chaka, and most of her songs are in English, so that's where I drew my inspiration, and I couldn't really identify myself as like an Afrocentric artist. So a lot of people would like kind of push me towards sounding more African, but it just wasn't authentic for me. I didn't feel like I would have been myself if I had started singing in any other language, because I'm the type of person who loves to, if I'm going to do something, I have to do it right. So if I'm going to sing in like Nyanja, I have to sound right. I have to pronounce the words right. And if I can't do that, then it's just not being true to myself. So I think that might have been like one of the biggest challenges, just to mention a few. Yeah.
What's one shift you've made in your journey that has really helped you to grow as an artist?
I would say that finding a producer that understands me, I think that was like a gift that I didn't realize I really, really needed. As much as, at some point, you know, when you find a producer who's better than the last, you think, oh yeah, this is it for me. But the one that I'm working with now, Legend Son, he understands my voice, he understands my creativity. When we share ideas, like it fits, it makes sense, we can bounce off of each other, we understand, you know, the language that we speak. So I think that shift from not knowing what I need to knowing what I need, that was, I think, the greatest gift I've achieved so far.
If someone listens to your music for the first time today, what do you hope they feel or understand about you?
So I think what I try to relay in my music most times, if not all the time, is the soul and the emotion in it. I like to tell stories. You know, I don't know why people don't ask me. I would love for people to ask me what specific lyrics mean, because I put stories in my lyrics. I put, you know, my experiences so that people can relate to it and also just see. It's like a picture, right? You know, if you're drawing, say, a picture of the sky, you know, you have the clouds and you have the blue sky, you have the birds. So my music is kind of like that. So yeah, that's what I would like for people to see.
What's a valuable lesson you live by on your journey as an artist?
As I grow, of course, I'm still learning. I haven't arrived. But I think staying close to God is the key. I think that in the world, there's a specific standard that people live by that can lead you astray. It's easy for you to, you know, fall into the love of money or trying to keep up with appearance or trying to be a people pleaser and all of those things. But if you have God with you, you can keep your values. You keep your values, you stay, I don't want to say holy, because that sounds too intense, but like maybe you can stay in a holy state where you will not be shaken by the trends of the world, because the world changes, and the Bible does tell us that, right? And the things of the world, they change, but God is eternal. So God is the only one that can keep you in like a pure sense, in a pure light, in a way that is best for you, because God can develop your talent. He's the one who gave you the talent to begin with. So He's the one who can develop you to a point where you are at your best, because in God, I found talents in me that I didn't even know existed. So staying with God, that's one thing I stand by and I will die on forever.
What's one piece of advice you would share with an artist that you wish someone told you earlier on?
Stay in your standard. I think that, which backs off the point I mentioned about staying close to God. When you have a standard in God, people will not move you from your authenticity. Just tying back to everything else that I said about, people pushing me to sing in a different language and all of that. Once you discover your talent and you find your rhythm, I think it's very, very important to stick to what your vision is. You need to know what your vision is. And so it's easier to find it in God. I can promise you that. When you have God, He will reveal secrets to you. And once you have that picture, stick to it. Stay true to it.
Is there a particular person who has been your biggest supporter that you would love to give flowers to?
There's been so many people. There's been so many people. I've had support since childhood, thank God. But I think I will say what everybody else says, and it's my mom. My mom has been like my biggest supporter. She's the one who introduced me to the music that I, grew up listening to, the Latricia McNeil and the Don Moens and just all of these like wonderful artists that I listened to and drew inspiration from. And I remember she tells me this story all the time that when she was pregnant with me, she loved music so much that she would sleep on a speaker. So she infected me with music, and so my mom is definitely number one.
Do you have a song you are especially proud of, and why?
I'm selfish with all of my songs. I love every song, but I think one song that I would say is closer to my heart than others is a song called Eden. So how that song came about is I was praying. I was in my mom's car, I was praying, and I was asking God to give me a song that described me. And so God gave me Eden. Literally, like I heard it in my spirit immediately after I prayed. And so this song basically talks about staying true to who you are, finding yourself without losing yourself, And so just always remembering your foundation. And if your foundation is God, then you have a strong foundation. So Eden is that song. So I go by the same name on every social media platform. That's Emily Hakoola, EMILY HAKOOLA. That's on every platform: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, you name it. So I have a crochet business. I hand knit. My business is called Intali. So my mom told me Intali means cotton in Tonga. So I decided to call it Intali. And I hand crochet blankets and hoodies and hats and stuff. Maybe about 6 years ago, I remember being on the internet and seeing people hand crocheting blankets and stuff. And I was interested. But when I did my research, it was expensive. So it kind of died down. And then over the years, I would look at tutorials and stuff. And then this year, I decided, hey, let me just make my order and see what I can do with it. And I made my order, made my first blanket, and I was good at it. So, yeah. Based on my research, only a few people are doing this in Zambia. And knowing that you have a good brand at home, and it's a Zambian brand, made with Zambian hands in a Zambian home, I think that brings pride to my heart, knowing that. Intali, that's I space NTALI, Intali. That's on every social media platforms. We sell blankets, hoodies, hats, baby blankets, and whatever custom ideas you may have and you may want us to make for you.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much.